Hey everyone, welcome back to Global English Talks. I'm Susan.
And I'm Mark. We're really happy you're here with us today.
This is the podcast where we help you improve your English through simple, real conversations about daily life and personal growth.
No complicated lessons, no difficult grammar explanations, just natural English that you can listen to and understand step by step.
Imagine you're sitting with two friends in a small studio, drinking coffee, and just talking about life. That's the feeling we want to create.
And today's episode is called Talk About Your Day. Such a simple title, right?
Yes, very simple. But talking about your day is one of the most powerful ways to practice English. It helps you speak about real life, real moments, and real feelings.
By the end of this episode, you'll feel more confident describing your daily routine in English, even the small details.
So, relax your shoulders, take a slow breath, and enjoy this conversation with us.
Let's begin.
So, Mark, how was your day today? And I want the real answer, not just good.
Oh, wow. No pressure, huh? Okay, my day was a little messy, but in a funny way. This morning I woke up late. Not very late, but late enough to feel that small panic in my chest.
That tiny moment when you look at the clock and your brain says, oh no.
Exactly. I looked at my phone and thought, why didn't my alarm ring? But then I saw it did ring. I just turned it off and went back to sleep. Classic mistake.
I've done that before. You feel so confident at night. You say, tomorrow I will wake up early. And then morning comes and your pillow feels like the best place in the world.
Yes, my bed felt like it was hugging me. But after I got up, the day became better. I made some simple breakfast, just eggs and toast. Nothing special, but it helped me slow down.
I like that. Even small routines can change the feeling of a day. For me, today was quiet. I had a lot of small tasks, emails, messages, planning, nothing dramatic, but at 3 p.m. I felt very tired.
The famous 3 p.m. energy drop.
Exactly. I almost made a second coffee, but instead I stood up, opened the window, and just looked outside for a few minutes. It sounds simple, but it helped.
That's interesting. When we talk about our day, it's usually these small moments that make it real. Not big events, just waking up late, feeling tired, making toast.
Yes, and sometimes learners think they need exciting stories to practice English, but your normal Tuesday is already perfect material.
Let me ask you something, Susan. When someone asks you, how was your day, do you usually give a short answer, or do you really explain?
Honestly, it depends. If I'm tired, I say, it was fine. But when I feel relaxed, I explain more. And that's what we want to explore today.
Because talking about your day is not just small talk, it's a skill, and it can help you connect with people in English.
So here's a question for you, dear listener. If someone asked you right now, how was your day? What would you say? Would you stop at one word? Or would you tell a little story?
Today we are going to help you tell that little story.
So today's topic is simple, but very important. We are talking about how to talk about your day in English.
Yes, this sounds basic, but it is one of the most common conversations in the world. At work, at school, at home, on the phone, even in messages. People ask, how was your day?
And many English learners freeze in that moment. They know vocabulary, they know grammar, but when it is time to speak, their mind goes blank.
Or they answer with one word. Good, busy, fine. And then the conversation stops.
Exactly. But your day is more than one word. Even a simple day has small events, small feelings, small thoughts.
And when you can talk about your day, you can build real connection. You're not just practicing English, you're sharing your life.
That's why this topic matters. It helps you speak naturally. It helps you think in English, and it helps you feel more confident in daily conversations.
Today, we will break this down slowly. We will explore how to describe your day in a clear, simple way. No stress, no pressure.
And if you enjoy learning English like this, through calm and friendly dialogue, make sure to follow Global English Talks.
Yes, follow the podcast so you don't miss future episodes. We talk about real life, emotions, habits, and personal growth, all in simple English.
Now, let's go deeper. What does it really mean to talk about your day? And why do some answers feel alive while others feel empty?
Let's explore that together.
So, Mark, what does it really mean to talk about your day? It sounds easy, but I think there is more inside that question.
I agree. Talking about your day is not just listing activities. It's not only saying, I woke up, I worked, I ate, I slept. That is information, but it is not a full picture.
Yes, it's like giving the skeleton of your day, but not the heart.
Exactly. When we talk about our day, we describe three simple things: what happened, how we felt, and sometimes what we thought about it.
I like that. What happened, how you felt, and what you thought about it. That already sounds more human.
For example, instead of saying, I had a meeting, you could say, I had a meeting this morning, and I felt nervous at first, but it went better than I expected.
That small extra detail makes the sentence alive. We can imagine the moment.
Yes, talking about your day means creating a small movie in words, not a big movie with action and drama, just a short, simple scene.
And it doesn't have to be exciting. Maybe you went to the supermarket. Maybe you stayed at home. Maybe you studied for 1 hour. That is enough.
The key is clarity. Short sentences, clear order. First this happened, then that happened, and here is how I felt.
Many learners think they need perfect grammar to do this, but you don't. You need simple structure and honest description.
Yes, you can say, this morning I felt tired. I had too much work, but in the evening I relaxed and watched a movie. That is already a full story.
So, talking about your day means sharing real moments in simple English. It is not about sounding smart, it is about sounding real.
And when you practice this every day, your English becomes more natural because you are talking about your real life, not about a textbook situation.
That's the beauty of it. Your life is your best practice material.
And everyone has a day to talk about, even today, even this moment.
I've been thinking about this, Mark. Talking about your day is like unpacking a small bag when you get home.
A small bag? I like that already. Tell me more.
Imagine you come home in the evening with a simple canvas bag. Inside, you have random things from your day. A receipt from a cafe, a notebook with one important note, maybe a snack you didn't eat.
And maybe something unexpected, like a flyer someone gave you on the street.
Yes, exactly. Now, if someone asks, how was your day? It's like they're asking you to open that bag and show what's inside.
That's such a clear image, because some days the bag feels heavy, and other days it feels light.
Right. And sometimes we just say, it was fine, and we keep the bag closed. We don't show anything.
But when we open it, we can say, look, this morning I found this interesting idea, or this small problem happened, and it bothered me.
And maybe you take out that receipt moment, like, I had coffee at 10 a.m., and I finally had a quiet 5 minutes alone.
Or you take out the unfinished snack, something you wanted to do but didn't finish, like, I planned to go for a walk, but I felt too tired.
That's what makes a day real. Not only the big events, but the little objects inside the bag.
I love this metaphor because it's very normal. Everyone carries something during the day, and everyone has small pieces of experience.
And you don't need to empty the whole bag. You can choose 1 or 2 items, just enough to create connection.
That's important. You don't have to tell everything. Just open the bag a little and share one detail, one feeling, one small story.
So next time someone asks about your day, imagine the small bag in your hand. Pause for a second and ask yourself, what's inside today?
Maybe there's a moment of stress. Maybe there's a tiny victory. Maybe there's just a peaceful cup of tea.
And when you describe those items in simple English, you're not just practicing vocabulary, you're unpacking your life.
And that feels much more natural than saying only, it was good.
Okay, let's make this practical. Tip number 1 is very simple. Start with time. Begin your story by saying when something happened.
Yes, time gives structure. It's like putting your thoughts in order. Morning, afternoon, evening. That's enough.
For example, you can say, this morning I woke up early and felt very motivated. Or, in the afternoon, I had a small problem at work.
When you use time words, the listener can follow your story easily. It feels organized, even if your day was not organized.
I like that. Even a chaotic day can sound clear if you explain it in order.
Let me give a small example from yesterday. I could say, yesterday was busy. That's okay, but it's flat. Instead, I can say, in the morning, I had 2 meetings back to back. Around noon, I felt tired and a little stressed. In the evening, I went for a short walk, and that helped me relax.
That already sounds like a real day. I can imagine you walking in the evening.
And notice something, I did not use difficult grammar, just simple past tense and time words.
Yes, in the morning, around noon, in the evening. These phrases are powerful and easy.
And here's something interesting. When you start with time, your brain feels safer. You're not searching for perfect words. You're just following the day step by step.
That's true. It's like walking on a path. Morning is the first step, then afternoon, then night.
So next time someone asks about your day, don't panic. Just think, where do I begin? And the answer is usually, start with the morning.
That's it. Simple structure, clear order. And suddenly, your answer becomes a small story instead of one word. Okay, tip number 3 is about feelings. After you say what happened, add how you felt.
Yes, this is where your day becomes personal. 2 people can have the same event but feel completely different.
Exactly. For example, you can say, I had a presentation at work. That's the event. But then you add, I felt nervous at first, but later I felt proud.
That small sentence changes everything. Now we understand your experience, not just your schedule.
I remember one evening last week. I was at the supermarket at 8 p.m. It was crowded. I was tired. I could say I went shopping, but the truth is I felt impatient and a little overwhelmed.
That word overwhelmed tells us more than the action. It shows the emotion inside the moment.
Yes, and feelings don't have to be dramatic. You can say, I felt calm. I felt bored. I felt excited. Simple words are powerful.
Let me give another example. Yesterday afternoon, I finished a small task I was avoiding. It was not a big task, just sending an email. But after I sent it, I felt relieved.
That's such a real moment. Many of us know that feeling.
And when you share that feeling, the listener connects with you. They think, oh, I know that feeling too.
That's why adding emotion is important. It turns information into connection.
And for English learners, this is also great practice. You learn vocabulary for emotions, not only actions.
So when you talk about your day, ask yourself one extra question. How did I feel in that moment?
Even one feeling is enough. You don't need a long explanation. Just one honest word can open the story.
And suddenly, your day sounds human, not just like a list of tasks. Okay, tip number 3 is something many learners forget. Add one small detail.
Yes, just one, not 10. One small detail can make your story feel real.
For example, instead of saying, I had lunch with a friend, you can say, I had lunch with a friend at a small cafe near my office.
That phrase, a small cafe near my office, creates a picture in the listener's mind.
Exactly. Or you can say, I worked from home today and it was raining outside. That little rain detail changes the mood.
I remember last Thursday at around 6 p.m. I was finishing some work. I could say I was tired, but the real detail is that my desk was messy and there was a cold cup of coffee next to my laptop.
Oh, that image is so clear. I can see the cold coffee.
And that's the point. Small details make your English more alive. They're simple words, but they add color.
I think learners are sometimes afraid to add details because they think it will be too difficult.
But details can be very basic. The room was quiet. The bus was crowded. The sky was orange. These are easy sentences.
Yes, you are not writing a novel. You are just giving one extra brush stroke.
That's a nice way to say it. One brush stroke, not the whole painting.
So next time you talk about your day, choose one moment and add one small detail. Where were you? What did you see? What was around you?
That single detail can change a boring answer into a small story.
And the best part? These details come from your real life. You don't need imagination, you just need attention.
Look at your day carefully, and you will always find one detail worth sharing.
Now let's move to tip number 4. This one is very important. Be honest, but keep it simple.
I like that. Honest but simple. You don't need to use big words to describe your day.
Yes, sometimes learners try to sound very advanced. They search for complicated vocabulary, and then they feel stressed.
But when you talk about your day, you are not giving a speech. You are just sharing a moment.
Let me give an example. Instead of saying, I experienced a significant level of exhaustion due to my professional responsibilities, you can simply say, I was very tired because I had a lot of work.
That second sentence sounds much more natural, and it is easier to say.
I remember one Sunday evening last month. It was around 9 p.m. I was sitting on my couch. The lights were low. I felt a little sad, but I didn't know why.
That's very honest.
Yes, and I could describe it in a dramatic way, but I can also say, on Sunday night, I felt a little sad. I'm not sure why. Maybe I was just tired.
That is simple and very real.
When you are honest, your English becomes natural. You don't need perfect sentences. You just need clear ones.
And sometimes it was a normal day, nothing special happened, is already enough.
Exactly. Not every day is exciting, and that's okay.
So this tip is about pressure. Remove the pressure to impress. Focus on expressing.
That's a beautiful way to say it.
Thank you. When you speak simply and honestly, people feel closer to you, and you feel more relaxed.
So remember, start with time, add a feeling, include one detail, and be honest.
And with these 4 tips, talking about your day becomes much easier.
Yes, it becomes a conversation, not a performance. Mark, can we talk about something important? Sometimes when people describe their day, they feel guilty if they did not do enough.
Yes, I hear that a lot. People say, I didn't do much today, and they sound almost ashamed.
Exactly. But rest is not wasting time. A quiet day is still a real day.
I remember one Saturday afternoon 2 weeks ago. It was around 4 p.m. I was sitting by the window in my apartment. The sun was coming in. I was not working. I was not studying. I was just watching the light move on the wall.
That sounds peaceful.
It was, but a small voice in my head said, you should be doing something productive. For a moment, I felt guilty.
I know that voice. It's very loud sometimes.
Yes, but then I thought, this is also part of my day. Resting is not empty. It is like charging a phone. If you never plug it in, it will die.
That's such a clear image. You don't say, my phone is lazy because it is charging. It needs energy.
Exactly, and we are the same. If you say, today I rested, I watched a movie, I took a nap, that is a valid answer.
And it is honest. Not every day is full of tasks and achievements.
When you talk about your day, you can include moments of rest. In the evening, I did nothing special. I just relaxed. That sentence is simple and strong.
And maybe that was the most important part of your day.
Yes, rest can be the quiet hero of your story.
So if someone asks you about your day and you rested a lot, don't hide it. Say it with confidence.
Because balance is part of life, and life is what we are learning to describe in English.
Exactly. Your day does not need to be impressive. It just needs to be real. Now it's time for our tiny word tour. I will say a word, and Mark will help us understand it clearly. The first word is routine.
Routine means the usual things you do every day or every week. It is your normal pattern. For example, you can say, my morning routine starts with a shower and a cup of coffee. This word matters because when you talk about your day, many things are part of your routine. It helps you explain what is normal for you.
Great. The next word is exhausted.
Exhausted means very, very tired. Not just a little tired, very tired in your body or mind. For example, after working all day, I felt exhausted and went to bed early. This word is useful because sometimes tired is not strong enough. Exhausted shows a deeper level of fatigue.
I like that. Okay, the next word is relieved.
Relieved means you feel better after stress or worry goes away. For example, I was nervous about the test, but after I finished, I felt relieved. That's a very real emotion.
That's a very real emotion. Next word, productive.
Productive means you did useful things, you finished tasks, you made progress. For example, today was productive because I completed 3 important tasks. This word helps you describe a day when you feel satisfied with your work.
Good one. Now the word overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed means you feel like there is too much to handle, too many tasks, too many emotions, or too much information. For example, I felt overwhelmed when I saw my long to-do list. This word matters because it describes that heavy feeling many people have during busy days.
Yes, that heavy feeling. And the last word is peaceful.
Peaceful means calm and quiet, without stress or noise. For example, the evening was peaceful. I sat on the balcony and listened to the wind. This word is beautiful because not every day is busy. Some days are soft and calm, and peaceful is the perfect word for that.
I love this part. These words are simple, but they help you talk about your day with more color.
Yes, and when you use them in real sentences, they become part of your natural English.
Now we have a small challenge for you. Nothing stressful, just something gentle.
Yes, after this episode ends, take 2 minutes, not 10, just 2.
And ask yourself one simple question. What was one moment from my day that stands out?
Maybe it was a conversation. Maybe it was a feeling. Maybe it was something small, like dropping your keys on the floor in the morning.
Close your eyes for a second and replay that moment. Where were you? What time was it? How did you feel?
Then try to describe it in 3 or 4 simple sentences in English.
For example, you could say, "This afternoon, I missed the bus. I felt frustrated at first, but then I walked for 10 minutes and enjoyed the fresh air."
That's it. A tiny story. Clear, honest, real.
You can say it out loud, or you can write it down, or even record yourself on your phone.
The goal is not perfection. The goal is expression.
And here is a gentle challenge inside the challenge. Don't say good or fine. Choose a more specific word.
Yes, replace good with peaceful or productive. Replace bad with stressful or tiring.
These small changes make a big difference.
So tonight, before you sleep, unpack your day bag and describe one item inside.
2 minutes, a few sentences, that's all.
And you will feel your English becoming more natural, little by little.
Now let's make this part very practical. We want to give you 4 simple daily action steps. You can start today.
Step 1 is this. Every evening, say 3 sentences about your day out loud.
Just 3. For example, this morning I felt tired. In the afternoon, I finished an important task. Tonight, I am relaxed. That's enough.
Speaking out loud is important. When you hear your own voice, your brain learns faster.
Step 2, choose one feeling word every day and use it in a sentence. Maybe today's word is relieved. So you say, "I felt relieved after I finished my homework." Tomorrow, choose another word.
This builds your emotional vocabulary step by step.
Step 3, add one small detail to your story.
Not many details, just one. I had lunch at a small cafe, or it was raining when I left work.
That one detail makes your English richer and more natural. And step 4, once a week, record yourself talking about your day for 1 minute.
It can be on your phone. You don't need to share it with anyone.
After 1 month, listen to your first recording again. You will notice improvement.
Maybe your sentences are clearer. Maybe you pause less. Maybe you use more feeling words.
These small actions are simple, but they are powerful.
You don't need 1 hour a day. You need consistency.
A few minutes every day can change your confidence.
And slowly, talking about your day in English will feel normal, not scary, not stressful.
Just natural, like talking to a friend. So let's take a slow moment and review what we talked about today.
Yes, we started with a simple idea. Talking about your day is not just listing activities. It is sharing what happened, how you felt, and one small detail.
We said you can begin with time. Morning, afternoon, evening. That gives your story structure.
Then add a feeling. Tired, relieved, overwhelmed, peaceful. Feelings make your story human.
After that, include one small detail: a crowded bus, a cold cup of coffee, a quiet room.
And remember, you don't need complicated words. Simple and honest sentences are enough.
We also talked about rest. A quiet day is still a real day. You can say, "I rested," without feeling guilty.
And we explored some useful vocabulary like routine, exhausted, relieved, productive, overwhelmed, and peaceful.
Finally, we gave you small daily steps. 3 sentences, 1 feeling word, 1 detail, and sometimes record yourself.
All of this helps you turn a simple question, "How was your day?" into a real conversation.
And that is the goal. Not perfect English, real communication.
Your daily life is already full of material. You just need to open the bag and share one piece at a time.
And that brings us to the end of today's episode.
We hope this conversation made you feel more confident about something very simple but very powerful.
Talking about your day may sound small, but it is one of the best ways to practice real English.
It helps you speak about your life, your emotions, and your thoughts, and that is where true communication begins.
So tonight, before you sleep, ask yourself, "How was my day?" and answer in English.
Even if it's just 3 sentences, even if you make small mistakes, that's okay.
Mistakes are part of learning. Silence is the only real problem.
And remember, you are not alone in this journey.
If you enjoyed this episode, follow Global English Talks so you don't miss our next conversation.
We have many more topics about daily life, confidence, habits, and personal growth, all in simple, friendly English.
Thank you for spending this time with us.
Thank you truly for listening.
I'm Susan,
And I'm Mark.
and we'll talk to you in the next episode.
Take care and have a great day.